Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. Today's review will be Money Heist, the original series on Netflix. Let's get into it. Money Heist. It's the COVID-19 that we all experiencing. So, someone referred me to this series, and I binged it, and I binged all four seasons, and the first two seasons are longer than the last two seasons. The first two seasons is about 13 episodes or something like that, and the last two season episodes was about 8 episodes apiece. So let's get into it. So you have um the professor, who is like one of the main characters through this whole ordeal. When you look at the picture on my screenshot, the guy in the suit is the professor. He is organizing a crime for white collar organized heists for money. So what he has done is went around collecting people who were wanted by the law, but they were good at something. So he went and collected them. Paisley, they were on their last leg, no hope. I'm gonna give y'all hope. You're already a fugitive. You might as well get with me and we go do a heist or whatever. There's a character by the name of Tokyo who's narrating the whole time through these four seasons. Four seasons. She's narrating the whole time, so she's another main character. So you got season one. Basically, you getting the gang together. Like I said, Tokyo is the main character that's narrating everything, and so she pretty much, you see her storyline. Her mother, she did a heist and it went bad, and she lost her boyfriend. So she instantly, they had rules with the heist. The professor there had rules where he didn't want them to never get. He didn't want them to know their lifestyle information there. He didn't want them to know their first names, so they all created their own names for each other. And so her name was Tokyo, and you had Nairobi, Berlin, Denver, Rio, Moscow, Helsinki, and that's pretty much it for season one. So this is like this review is not going to do it no justice, because there's so much different moving parts through this whole Money Heist. There's so many different moving parts. It is a good series to watch. I'm just trying to do an overall summary of four seasons and one review. So it started back in 2017. So I don't want to really do season one review, season two review, season three. You know what I'm saying? Because I binge watched it. So in a nutshell, you get a bunch of misfits together. The professor is the head of everything, and what makes the show so interesting is that has planned this heist out, a no-win situation, but he has planned every detail. He's meticulous about every detail about the whole heist. And he's already countering what the police will do, and he's always been a step ahead of them. In the process of doing all this in season one, he falls in love with the main lead um, FBI agent that's going against him or whatever. But she doesn't know who he is because he's talking through like a computer monitor, and he falls in love with her. But he meets her at the diner, so he's getting close to her, but she don't know he's the professor. But he's getting in too deep. Meanwhile, back at the heist, Their heist is to steal the money out of this vault, but that's what you think they're stealing money. But what they're doing is their time is their the more time they have in the vault and the money making the mint machine. See, they thinking they're coming to steal money. They're coming to make money and steal the money that they make because the money that they're stealing is not going to be traced. Brilliant. But a whole bunch of different things happen in the process of doing this. They got hostages in the matter and it goes chaos. So one of the Heist Misfits name is Denver, and he ended up getting liking one of the hostages in there. Her name is Monica, but they end up calling her Stockholm, and he ended up liking her. Her twist is the director of the Mint, Arturo, him and her was having an affair, and he got her pregnant. But he's a real dickhead, so he's one of the hostages, and he's annoying the whole time. He's annoying the whole time. He does a bunch of stuff. Now, they have rules with this heist that they don't want to kill any of the hostages because they want the people to love them and look at them like they're like Robin Hoods. And so they pretty much don't kill nobody. But this guy Arturo, he pushes the envelope, man. I mean, he would have been gone. There's no way. Or it was moments where you could push hostages out. He's one of the hostages that's gonna always be trying to do something that he should have been gone. He was doing too much under a situation like that or whatever, trying to be the hero and doing stuff. So nevertheless, season 1 and 2 is all about the heist and the different things that they go through during the heist, and you get the backstory. One of the lead characters in season 1 and 2 was Berlin, and he's pretty much the head of the Misfits to orchestrate everything that's going on. And he ended up at the end of season 2 going out with a bang, saving everybody else and killing himself. But he was already dying inside. He had an terminal disease that was killing him. He would have died in 6 months anyway. So you had that plot going on. So in comes season 3. They got away with the heist. Berlin, they lost like at least about 3 misfits during this time. The cop that was on the other side, she ended up falling in love with the professor as well when she found out who he actually was, and she ended up giving up her life. She had a daughter, she had a mother. He told her, we're gonna take them with us. So she gave up her life with the agency and went with him because the agency pretty much turned their back on her. So it was a bunch of different twists throughout the season 1 and 2. So like I said, I'm not giving you every detail that happened. I'm just giving you the overall what took place. But it's a lot of detailed information that I'm leaving out, a lot of different events that led up to this moment. In comes season 3. Everybody pretty much went about their business. They broke all the rules where they wasn't supposed to get intimate with each other. So a couple of the people, the Misfits, got linked up. Tokyo and Rio. He was like wet behind the ears. His first real girlfriend, and he fell hell over heels for her. But she was a wild girl, so they went to an island with their money, but she got bored. She used to the wildlife. She wanted to go and have fun, and he was all in love, and he was content with that, and she wasn't. So she wanted to break off and go do her own thing. And when that took place, he was hurt. So they bought these like cell phones on the black market, and pretty much was never supposed to use them, but he gave her the cell phone, like, yo, call me every 3 days or such and such, whatever. So she was out having a ball, living life, and she didn't call him. So he let her go, but he started panicking, like pretty much like, yo, you're not calling me, you know what I'm saying? So he's obsessed and he's up and madly in love with her. And so now that the longer you stay on that phone, it can be traced. So it pinged somewhere and it traced at a location. She finally got back to hit him back or whatever, but by that time it already set off an international alert because they all wanted. So everybody is scattered out all over the world, and they had like a plan that if they ever got caught, these you had to follow certain rules, or if anybody was on to you, you had to. Um, the professor knew where everybody was at, but they didn't know where each other was at, and if they ever got caught, they would follow this plan, and he would come help them. So Rio, um, he pretty much they came and got him. The international Interpol people, they it came and got him, but they didn't report it to the world. They just came and got him. So pretty much they was taking him to torture him or whatever. And meanwhile, Tokyo used her card. When they came after her because the phone pinged on her end, she got away and she was able to escape and put in her transit call for the professor. And so when she finally links up with the professor, she finds out that he's with the woman that was after them in the agency or whatever. But he told her, she's on our side now. So they had a little back and forth. So all this is stemming from um Tokyo wanting to be loose and doing her thing, and their plot in this heist is to go steal gold bars as a distraction, but to rescue him in the process. But he's being tortured, and now they got to get the gang back together. So they got called everybody in, got the gang back together, and um, Arturo, I spoke of him. He was in season 1 and 2 as a hostage, unknowing hostage. Now he's on a world tour, telling everybody, how he beat the odds as a hostage, and now he fought, and now he's being he did books and he's doing seminars. So it shows him now. Keep in mind he had an affair with the other hostage in season 1 and 2, and he got her pregnant. She ended up, her name was Monica. She got linked up with Denver, one of the Heist Misfits, and they got together, and then she was pregnant. And so, of course, she had the baby now. He never stopped thinking about the woman. So when all this is going on, they want to force the agency to let Rio go. So they're going to stage a heist. By this time, they're setting off different events. They're setting off money in the city where they're going to be loved by the people. So they set off 140 million euros. So that was like crazy. The whole town, they love them and stuff like that. So meanwhile, you get to find out Berlin, even though Berlin went out with a fight, you find out in this one that Berlin was the professor's brother. So you didn't know that the whole time. He knew the professor's name, and the other people was mad that he the one that knew his name. But you find out that he was the professor's brother, and they been talked about this heist, but they also talked about the heist they was going to do with the gold bar. In came Berlin's best friend, and he talked about the uh, plan with him. So they got some new misfits coming and joining into this party, and you have Nairobi. She's like a main character on there. She's like high spirited. Her situation is from season 1 and 2. She was dealing with like drug cartels and stuff like that, and she been on the run. She had a son that she left behind, and he was being raised by other people, and she always had a vision to go get him. But then when she set loose, it wouldn't make sense because she left him when he was like 3. She really didn't have a relationship with him. But the plot thickens because they use that her son against her to mess things up. So the main thing is to get Rio back, and Rio is pretty messed up. They've been torturing him. Um, they've been torturing him. They didn't let the world know that they had Rio, and so that's where they was messing up at. So now in comes a new person that's head of this whole um, head of the agency, and another person that's running it. So in comes them, and they're playing dirty. They felt like this made a mockery of. Now they're going against the Heist Misfits again. And so it's them versus the agency. And that's where all the little events and the plot twists happen. And you get to see how different things transpire, how Rio is released, how they end up getting the ex agency Interpol person, woman that's with the professor. You get to see how they capture her, then how they get her uncaptured. So it was a lot of different things. So it was good from that standpoint. But then they brought Arturo. He never stopped thinking about the girl. His wife left him, and when they brought him where they had to heist that to get the gold bars, he runs in and gets into become a hostage again. And I thought that was like stupid, man, because all he does is come in again, start up a bunch of trouble, become a nuisance. I've really seen no reason for him to be part of this again. I still don't see a reason for that. And it didn't the end of season 4. So season 3 and 4 is about this heist, and the heist didn't end at the end of season 4. So season 5, of course, will start from going on this heist. And so at this point, you still don't know why they brought Arturo back. It's a pointless move. Nairobi, she gets killed, and this one she got shot. When I said the plot thing is they used the fact that she, her son, they used her to come out of the shadows and go to the window. She sees her son, and then the sniper took a shot and shot her in the chest, and could have been a fatal shot, but a shot in the chest. They saved her life. They did surgery on her, saved her life, only to kill her like 2-3 episodes later. Like, what was the point of that? So that was very, very, very disappointing that took place. So, it's a lot of different holes that I didn't like. No show is perfect. But, I guess overall it is a good series. So out of a 4-star rating system, out of the 4 seasons, I'm still going to give it 3 out of 4 stars. No show is perfect, so you're going to have your likes and dislikes. And subscribe to the channel. Definitely go check this out. Netflix Originals, Money Heist. Definitely a good series to watch. Check it out. See for yourself. Come back and comment after you get caught up. And, we can have some dialogue. And then starting season 5, we'll be able to go from there. Till next time.